I'd like to do a little traditional English folk tale today. It's actually one of my favourite English folk stories. And like most English folk stories, it's claimed by more than one county. I know Shropshire claim this one to be one of theirs. Herefordshire, they claim it, and I think it probably is from Herefordshire for several reasons, apart from the obvious. Here we go. The large house just outside the village boasted a small orchard, just an handful of apple trees. But those trees, they bore the biggest, juiciest, fruitiest, sweetest fruit in the whole of the county. And those apples were ready to pick. Well, it was just getting dusk, and the two young lads climbed nimbly over the wall. Straight to the trees they went and started to pick the apples as quickly as they could. They shoved them in the pockets. They shoved them inside the shirts. They even took the trousers into the socks, so they stuffed them down the trousers. And when they couldn't carry any more, well, they made their way back. They were in no position to climb back over the wall, but they unbolted the gate on the inside and let themselves out onto the road. And then they started to walk back to the village, trying to look as inconspicuous as they could. But all the while, they were looking around them. They were looking for something. By the time they got back to the village, it was completely dark. They still hadn't found what they were looking for. You see, what they were looking for was somewhere nice and quiet to share out those apples. They were just walking past the church and they noticed the gate was slightly ajar. They looked through the church gates. They saw just what they were looking for. It was a freshly dug, as yet unoccupied grave. So they slipped in through the church gates, and as they did, one of the lads dropped 2 apples by the gate. His mate said, "Leave them, we'll pick them up later." Well, there they were, sitting in that empty grave. One for you, one for me. One for you, one for me. Now, it was just then that a young police constable came walking along the road. He saw the gate open, he looked in at the gate and he saw the grave, and then he heard it. One for you, one for me. One for you, one for me. Well, his face went as pale as the moon up in the sky. He turned on his heels and he ran that short distance back to the police station. Breathlessly he went in, he said, Sarge, quick. He says, God and the devil are in the churchyard and they're sharing out the souls. Well, the old sergeant, he'd heard it all before, hadn't he? He slowly got up from his chair, he walked across, put his cap on his head, he says, "Come on, son, we'll soon sort this out." So back they went to the churchyard gate. There was the gate open. They looked in, they saw the grave, and they heard it. One for you, one for me. One for you, one for me. And that's the lot. And that's the lot? But what about the 2 by the gate? Oh, he says, we'll pick those up on the way out. Well, those 2 coppers, they both went white. They turned on their heels and they started running. They ran straight out of that county, whichever county it might be, and straight into the next county. As far as I know, they're still running now.